Assalamu alaikum everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be about hamstring and hamstring injuries and what you can do to recover as fast as possible. So I'll tell you what happened to me. I pulled my hamstring about 3 weeks ago now, playing football. I scored a hat trick and then went for my next shot, went for the shot with my right foot and then bang, felt the pain, back on my right leg, the hamstring completely gone, couldn't walk, had to go in goal and had to limp around for the rest of the game, which was, quite unfortunate. So the main reason why hamstring injuries do happen is number one, warm up. So if you're warming up for a match or a sports match or whatever, basketball, football, you need to make sure you stretch out those hammies properly. Maybe that's something in hindsight I should have done a bit more because I thought I was warmed up, but that day it was raining, it was cold, so probably didn't help the cause either. So that's one thing definitely I learned, is to really warm up properly before playing any sports, especially as you get older as well. Your muscles aren't as strong as they used to be. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. Then the other thing is obviously range of movements as well. Just making sure, if you're like me, you're only playing football like once or twice a week, then making sure your legs are active throughout the week. So that could involve going on a bike ride, walking, that sort of thing. So that's why I've actually purchased a exercise bike now at home, so I can keep the legs moving throughout the week when I'm not playing football. So yeah, that was the injury. It happened when I was playing football. Scored a hat trick. Afterwards, went for a shot. Hamstring went. Couldn't do anything. So immediate after effects were that I couldn't walk, pain in the area, and I was limping. Thankfully I made it home, and the first thing I did was obviously have a shower and then have a painkiller, have ibuprofen, paracetamol, or whatever, and that should help. And then try compress it as well. So the formula people always tell you is RICE. So rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So immediately after, you should be resting. Don't think about doing anything because you're going to be in too much pain to do anything anyway. So you rest, and then you can ice it at the beginning to reduce the initial inflammation and the pain. So ice it, every hour for 10-15 minutes, and then wait a bit, ice again until the swelling goes down, and then you can compress it. So you can buy yourself a compression sleeve. There's a lot of thigh compression sleeves available out there, so you can get one of them, put it on your hamstring and give it some support, and then just keep it elevated. So when you're laying down, if you lay down flat, just keep your legs up a bit, so the blood flows into your hamstring muscle area. So obviously here in the pictures, we can see where the hamstring was. So it's the back right muscle. I actually pulled it near the bottom. So if I move my screen a bit, you can see my one was here near the bottom-ish. I felt it here, but it's on the hamstring, which was quite unfortunate for me, to be honest. So now I'm about 2.5 weeks in, well, 3 weeks basically, and I thought I was getting better. So what happened was, I went to play football again last week because I was feeling no pain. I was able to run up and down the stairs and that sort of thing. So I went and played football, and I thought I was going to be alright, but no. Within the first 5 minutes, I could feel that pain was still there. So I was like, damn. And I couldn't do anything again, so I was just stuck. So I just had to walk around for an hour. And that really, taught me to make sure, you're fully recovered before you go back into playing. Because if you do play while you're injured and you're not fully recovered, there's a risk of you re-injuring that hamstring again. So then because of that incident, I then went to the physio. So the physio told me hamstring injuries, minimum 3 to 4 weeks it's going to take for a full recovery. And during that time, you should be doing hamstring stretches, light exercises like going on the bike, that sort of thing, just to strengthen the muscles and, bring flexibility back to the hamstring. So yeah, if you're a footballer, minimum 3 to 4 weeks. If you pulled a hamstring, don't think about going back too early like I did. I thought I was recovered about 2.5 weeks in, but that wasn't the case because I could have injured myself a lot more. And then just take it easy. I'd say it's a bit annoying because you can't do anything, but it's part of the game, right? And you're gonna learn that next time. Maybe warm up a bit more, warm up your hamstrings properly, and that's the same for all muscle areas actually. So whether it's your calf, your quads, your groin, you just gotta make sure you stretch up everything before you play. And then obviously you've got ibuprofen to take medicine. You've got the ibuprofen gels as well now available where you can massage that onto your hamstring. You've got deep heat spray. You've obviously got the ice pack. So it kind of depends what works best for you. So I just say do that, and then for recovery, just do stretches every day. Physios recommend me to do stretches 3 to 4 times a day on the hamstrings just to make sure you're stretching it and trying to recover as soon as possible. And then obviously it depends on what you eat as well. You can increase your protein amount to hopefully help recovery as well. So eating eggs, that milk, that sort of thing, just to strengthen the muscle and speed up recovery. And obviously getting good sleep as well, really important. But yeah, the main thing is minimum 3 to 4 weeks out. Don't think about playing sports before you're fully recovered, or you're going to risk injuring yourself more. And if your condition is bad, because obviously hamstring injuries are quite severe. Actually, you've seen people like Kai Havertz out for the whole season with a hamstring injury, so it's quite severe. So maybe when it initially happens, if it's so bad that you can't walk, you might need to go to the doctors or A&E or whatever. But if it's just like a minor one where you felt it go, but you can still like half walk and stuff and a bit of pain, then you should be alright and you should be able to recover at home. So yeah, guys, hope you found this video informative on hamstring injuries and how best to recover. And like the mistake I made was going back too early. I think maybe that's hindered me, because now I still feel pain on my hamstring. So maybe that's a hindrance I've done to myself in terms of recovery times, going back too soon. So hopefully, if you guys paid attention to this video, you won't be thinking about going back too soon until you're fully recovered and you can run up and down full sprint without facing any pain whatsoever. Because what happened to me was, I thought I was alright because I was able to run, but then once you actually get into the motion of playing football and like passing and kicking the ball and stuff using a bit of force, that's when the pain returned, and I was like, yeah, I'm not fully recovered, no point risking it, because re-injuring the same muscle can make it a lot worse. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe and share, and if you've had any hamstring injuries in the past and you have any tips for me on what I can do to speed up my recovery, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I hope you found this video informative as well. And peace.